to get and even touch, and it costs so much energy. But if you just start your motion in the elbow, providing that really tiny impulse from the elbow, of course you don't have to exaggerate. You don't have to play like this, but you can really use a little bit and it will make a huge difference. Of course, this technique has its limits if you have to play something like extremely quickly. It's no time, of course, to provide those individual impulses for each note from the elbow. You still have to rely on fingers, and you still have to be light on the keys. You don't want to dive all the way to the bottom. But for anything that is allegro, anything that is moderately fast, like it's absolutely possible to play this way if you practice like this and if you get used to this way of playing. The art of articulation, the art of speaking out everything you play and being responsible for each note is one of the qualities that is very difficult, very challenging to acquire, but it's extremely needed if you want to play pieces like this with brilliance. So in order to boost your articulation skills, you might want to work on motifs. So a motif is like a cell from which larger phrases are built. So when you have a group of notes, for example, 9 notes, you don't think about that like 9 notes altogether. You break them into motifs first in order to understand each motif more precisely. So for this, you might separate the first notes, because in most of cases, motifs start from the second 16th note and lead you to the next strong beat. So they have iambic meter, iambic structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Yeah, so then you have, and you can better speak out all these middle 16th notes and take care of them. So then you would sound like, and also here, so then you will sound much more elaborated and it will be easier to take care of everything. And this is an absolutely universal principle, and for example, Bach was using it very often. So most of his themes are actually starting from the upbeat. So all his motifs, they are typically start from the upbeat and then they lead to the next strong beat. So you kind of intuitively get to this idea of phrasing from the second 16th note. And this might also help you to avoid ugly accents on the first beat, because very often you will find yourself in a situation like, which sound of course very straightforward and kind of a little bit primitive. So in order to avoid that, you mentally in your head, you separate the first 16th note and you think from the second 16th note, making it a little bit more active. So then it will be easier to get rid of these ugly accents on the first beats. And the last tip for today is an absolutely universal advice which you can apply to music by Baroque composers like Scarlatti, Handel, Bach, by classical composers like Mozart, Beethoven, Haydn, and many other composers from this era. So whenever you play this style, you might want to disconnect the 16th notes from the notes of a different value. So for example, when you have a line that ends with a quarter note, you might want to provide a tiny finger release before the last note. So there is no physical connection. Otherwise, you might very easily know the last note. So there is no physical connection. Otherwise, you might very easily fall into a so-called romanticized way of playing, which sounds a little bit like Mendelssohn or Chopin, but it sounds a little bit off. So it sounds like kind of nice, but not classical enough, not stylish enough. So this is how we might play something like late romantic, sentimental compositions. But for Baroque music, you might want more precision. Well, unless you're so famous that you can allow yourself to play whatever, of course, then yes, you can do whatever you want. But if you prepare to a competition or an exam, or just want to play these pieces a little bit closer to the style, then you might want to disconnect those endings. And when you do so, just make sure that you don't lift the forearm. So as you see, there is no forearm motion or no wrist motion. I just relax the finger a little bit quicker. And that's it. So this is how it works. So this is a very common articulational paradox of Baroque music. So you want to give a listener a feeling that the phrase continues, that it goes right to D. But at the same time, you gently disconnect the last note. So you feel that the phrase goes to D, but you also feel that elaborated ending, which makes you sound really professional and really close to the style.
This segment of the Chopin Podcast is brought to you by the Chopin Foundation of the United States, presenters of the National Chopin Competition in Miami, Florida, January 2025.
What is Chopin's music about? Well, in the case of the ballades, many musicians have had an answer to that for almost 2 centuries now. They represent different poems of Chopin's compatriot, Adam Mickiewicz. The literary ballad, in Mickiewicz's words, was an epic tale animated by strangeness and sung in a melancholy tone. And Chopin seems to have been inspired by this romantic narrative genre in his own musical ballades. But whatever Chopin's source of inspiration was, for biographer Alan Walker, the very question of what particular story Chopin's ballades tell is a mistaken one. I'm excited to welcome back to the show Alan Walker, Professor Emeritus at McMaster University in Ontario, Canada, best known for his magisterial 3-volume biography of Franz Liszt. Walker recently published an authoritative biography of Chopin, and the forthcoming second edition of that biography will feature a new essay by Walker on Chopin's fourth ballade, including the story behind its composition.
You see, it had been a while since I came through this part of the game, and I was sort of confident I just had to jump in, but I still wasn't 100% sure. Oh my god. What does it want me to do? Does it want me to just trust it? Fuck it. I think a wind current comes right here. Whew. My god. A scary encounter early on today, but that was now the end of the gliding quest line, so hopefully not a lot of gliding needed in the future. Well, we're going to go get Animoculi, because I need a bit of stamina. Also, I need some health first, hold up. I need a bit of stamina. This would be a bad spot to get into some trouble, because I can't TP out of combat, so if I fell off here or got weak, I would be dead. Venture rank 10. Alright, we're sorted. I don't know what the mail is, but it's probably some pools or something. Yeah, okay. 10 pools, that seems good. We have chapter 3 open as well now, actually. We should try and get these done, actually, is what we should do. But we have a main story quest for us first. Alright, let's do a 10 pool, and the reason is because we will get a character here, confirmed. Now, please be someone that I can use and be as strong, would be nice. Like, Heijo, that's actually pretty good. He's not a bad sort of DPS. I will definitely take that. Okay, I will take that. Although he would quickly prove to not be so helpful for us. But for now, we leveled him up and gave him some artifacts. Okay, they're fine. Kai is looking good as well. He has a weapon. He's level 20, so he shouldn't die. Amber, I am going to get you up, girl. So now we have our full party level 20. As for weapons, honestly, take it the HP bow. Okay, our team is good. We shouldn't be dying really. Everyone has like 3 to 4k HP and a bit of defense in there. So we should be able to survive and also kill things. Now, the only problem with Heijo is that his essential materials are the bugs, and you need to get to Inazuma for that. So I don't actually know how we're going to do that. You see, Inazuma was unlocked at AR 30. We had just hit AR 11. So it was a little ways to go before we could collect his bugs. Although progressing these ARs at early levels was quick. A domain and just over 10 minutes later, and AR 12 was here, which came along with some good benefits. Oh, is that daily quests actually? I think I just unlocked daily quests. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, I did. Or commissions. Why did I call them quests? Okay, I think that's level 4, which is another task. Plus, let's not forget about the stamina increase. That will help us out a little bit. I'm not sure exactly what level you get when commissions can be done with like quests and shit. I need to get that unlocked though. This is the first time I've done daily commissions in a very long time. Nice, that's commissions done. Let's just do 3 ley lines as well while we're here. We should be able to get quite a lot of rank for this. Also, let's watch out for those bombs over there. Alright, we're a little bit low here. By a little bit, I mean we lost like 100 health, so that's not